Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the broadcast. My name is Justice Knight. I can't thank you enough for being here. Leaked documents have just simply blown the lid off of everything. Well, everything many of us realize, but it's so wonderful when mainstream media can no longer silence the truth. The truth that we're all very well aware of, as you see on your screen, published on The Hill. Originally published on the Washington Post, but I'm going to give them no notoriety, so I'll use a republish of the information. Leaked documents show Huawei helped North Korea build wireless network, report says. So wait now, China is complicit with North Korea? Shocking, isn't it? Oh, wait till you see the documents and the deeper connection. The article goes on to state Chinese telecommunications giant Huawei secretly helped the North Korean government build and maintain a wireless network. The Washington reported on Monday. Internal documents obtained by the outlet show Huawei worked with Chinese state-owned firm Panda International Information Technology for at least 8 years on a variety of projects. And what I'm going to cover, though, is although this is being exposed, and although we have banned most of their products coming in, you're going to be shocked as to their products are still here. I'm going to show you where they're at. I'm going to show you that our government is considering reversing their position, which I have implored multiple times for that never to happen, because there is so much happening now. Why China isn't doing more to stop North Korea? Do we even have to ask that question anymore? What can the Chinese actually do about the threat from Kim Jong-un? Nothing, because they don't want to do anything about it. They love anybody who picks on the United States. It makes no difference. It's all a shell game. It's amazing how mainstream media wants to blind you to that fact. Before we go any further, if you have not yet subscribed to justiceknight.com, I certainly hope you will. That way, no matter where I host my videos, you'll definitely know where to find them. And now it's indicated by the large yellow arrow. Just below there is my donation portal, the only means by which I have to support these broadcasts. Below that, in case you want to get away from the news for a few seconds, join me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. You'll see things there just outside the normal day-to-day news. Some look into some of my personal life, and then also just what I'm thinking throughout the day, which lately on headlines, it just never stops. And if you haven't, again, join me on Twitter. Please go over there. You're going to be shocked to see exactly how much I post other than, as you see here, just one of my headline articles. You'll even get some comedy. I know we're not all serious all the time. We can't afford to be. And then, as I've requested, there's sponsorship space available. The format is refined enough now, solid enough now. The audience is solid enough now where I want to open it up to the perfect company, an American-based company, something that myself and my audience can believe in. If it's prepping supplies, if it's whatever you deem. My email's on my website. Go there, send me a message. Let's talk further because I think we can both benefit each other. Now back to the article. A former Huawei employee shared detailed spreadsheets telling the Post that the information is of public interest. Others shared past work orders and contracts. I'm about to show you all these documents. Taken together, the documents raise concern that Huawei, which has used American technology in its products, violated U.S. export controls to furnish equipment to North Korea. Raises concerns. Now, this is absolutely 100% validated and proven evidence. I'll show you. The Commerce Department, which declined to comment to The Hill, has been investigating alleged links. They can't let it go. They still can't let it go. Between Huawei and North Korea since 2016, according to the Post. What is there so much to fear? We're allowing them to get into the position that they're getting into. There was no reason for this ever to transpire. Well, here's the documents and the leaked documents. UMTS project for CHEO North Korea, published by Huawei. Literally black and white. I mean, literally black and white. Alleged, proposed. This is where we struggle and where I struggle, where you just don't want to scream at the top of your lungs anyway. It goes into the details and who the purchaser is and who's going to implement it. I'm not going to bore you with the details. We're going to go into a little bit of the write-up. Documents obtained by the Washington. illustrate how the Chinese tech company Huawei with the Chinese company Panda quietly helped build and maintain North Korea's first commercial 3G wireless network. The document, which includes contract data and spreadsheets, shows relationships span several years, including as recently as 2016. North Korea being defined as A9 transitioning into the 5G project. And here you go. You'll see A9 denoted several times on the internal documents. We're going to go into the next page, and we're going to link it directly to Panda and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Once again, these links are very black and white. You can't look by them. You can't miss what the writing's on the wall. But it appears that certain people in our legislature continue to think it's not, although many finally admitting now that China may be public enemy number one, I believe even above Russia. Huawei is fully committed, back to the Hill article, to comply with all applicable laws and regulations in the countries and regions where we operate, including all export control and sanction laws and regulations of the United Nations, which we just had a broadcast on, and China strengthening their links with the United Nations, which should concern everybody, the United States and the European Union. Well, we're about to get what the European Union is now proposing doing, and what we did, but now we're proposing maybe rolling it back. President Trump, listen in for a moment, please. Huawei was added to the Commerce Department's entity list in May, right before the summit, though the agency granted a 90-day extension before it went into effect to give American companies time to adjust. Those American companies we're also about to discuss, and you'll figure out why this web is so deceitful to everybody, and the deception is paramount. Blew the absolute lid off of everything with this disclosure, so much so that mainstream media is stumbling over their words in these articles because honestly they don't have any clue what they're talking about. Inclusion on this list is seen as a death sentence to Huawei as it bans U.S. companies from doing business with the entity. Great! It should ban us from doing business with the entity. It's the Chinese intelligence source. Pentagon banned sale of Huawei and ZTE phones on U.S. military bases. The Department of Defense is concerned the phones pose a security threat to personnel, information, and missions. Black and white. People missed that headline. That was way back on May 2nd of 2018, right? Trump signs bill banning government use of Huawei and ZTE tech. So why is mainstream media still confused? Now the Pentagon's banned it. The president comes out, puts out this order banning any representation of Huawei in any of our systems, including our 5G rollout. But yet, mainstream media doesn't want that to happen because they love China and the globalist world order. They need to make sure they're always in the fold. They can never be the evil ones. I'm going to digress for a second here because here's where my concern starts to come in. Why I said, President Trump, I hope you're listening. Trump talk of easing Huawei ban lifts supplier shares despite doubts. This was on July 1st of this month. Trump considering lifting the ban on Huawei. U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to allow U.S. firms to sell high-tech products to Huawei led Asian investors to snap up shares in suppliers to the Chinese smartphone maker on Monday, even as some experts wondered what had changed. Well, now we see, based on this disclosure and these leaked documents, that absolutely nothing has changed. It actually got much worse. So why would we lift the ban in light of all that? Jumping back, and excuse me, there's just so much that's happening here. Huawei sets aggressive goal of 270 million phone shipments despite a ban in the U.S. So Huawei's reacting. We're not worried about the U.S. We'll figure out our own thing. Actually, let's listen to one of the executives talk here.
I don't think we were fully prepared for being added to the entity list, so we faced some pressure. However, after we tried to sort out our internal problems, we found that we were fully capable of shaking off our reliance on the U.S. for our core products and depending on ourselves to survive. But we also have many other non-core products that we cannot do without U.S. components. So we cut off some of those to reduce the pressure. Over 80,000 members of our technical staff are working hard to fix these holes in the development of our company.
They're working to fix the holes in the development of their company. We don't know where we're going to get our intelligence from anymore, because if we can't spy on everybody through the use of Huawei and the 5G rollout, which that's why, just so you know, wrapping it all back around, this is critical. You see, Huawei was one of the major components in 5G network rollouts, which would have given China spying capabilities, and all the major countries in the world, the globalists, would have had eyes on you and me. So why would we consider rolling back anything now that documents are proving that they've lied, they deceived, verifying everything we've always talked about? Government delays decision on whether to restrict Huawei, this in the UK. Don't delay the decision, make the decision. Our lives are just fine without 5G. Seems to be a big hurry. Well, the globalists want it to be in a big hurry because now you're figuring out why. It's why you stay and pay attention till the end of the broadcast, because they needed this spy arm. Huawei has lost immediate access to Android and Google. Huawei representatives to the EU institution, Abraham Liu, told the publication Huawei didn't blame Google for the decision. Google, it's okay, which was compelled to cut its business ties with the company. They, Google, have zero motivation to block us. Google, just read the words in these articles. This on May 21st of this year. Google has zero motivation to block us. Because kumbaya between the two companies, as we've now, has been discussed and proven, the ties, and now we're sitting up on Capitol Hill. And why I said in yesterday's broadcast, it's so critical to understand all the layers of deception happening to you here. This is as black and white as it comes. Huawei is open to selling its 5G modems, but only to Apple. So Huawei wants to do business with Google. They want to do business with Android. They want to do business with Apple now. All the major tech titans seem to need to do business. Oh, wait, we're missing one, aren't we? Amazon. So just go on to Amazon and look at that. Huawei cell phones for sale. You get it Prime, though, right to your house. You can get that spying mechanism to your house overnight. Or no, they've changed it now, so it might take a couple days. And we wonder if we have an issue in the United States of America, why we dilly-dally around the decision with Huawei, and we seem to waffle back and forth, with documents in black and white now proving they lie, proving they've built networks for North Korea. And they've basically lied on everything. They're not concerned about us. They're not concerned about our freedom or our sovereignty. They're not concerned about our data. They're not concerned about our privacy. The only concern is that they can keep eyes on us through the networks that they are trying to deceptively implement throughout the entire world. It'd be nice if once and for all people open their eyes and realize that anything that comes out of China is attached to the Chinese government, which doesn't care about anybody but itself. And our freedom's at stake. This should be a decision that takes a few seconds. Congress, Senate, Democrat, Republican, I don't care who you are. This should be a unanimous vote. Within seconds, there should be no debate. The fact that there is a debate is of paramount concern. For that shows you how deeply the globalists have intruded on every portion of our lives. How they have influxed themselves into our very Congress, our Senate, our House of Representatives, and positions that lie around all of Capitol Hill. And that, as American citizens, we need to be very concerned about, because these documents will continue to surface until they silence all of us. And then you'll never know anything about it. And you'll pick up that phone one day, and you won't even have to speak Chinese because it will interpret everything you're saying to them anyway. Till next time, my name is Justice Knight. If you haven't subscribed, I certainly hope you will. So much more news, so much more to come. Godspeed and God bless. Until next time, signing out.